All right, thank you very much for coming. What's the name of this event again? This is the Ladybug House and SFAQ two-night event, night number 1, the origin. So I had jury duty last week, and I don't know, it was kind of a weird thing because, I mean, you're dealing with jury duty in the most beautiful city with all the most beautiful people from that city sitting there. I mean, even the judge himself, it looked like you could, well, you would have picked that judge from a judge orchard and put him in a judge bowl and put that judge inside your judge cabinet and let him ripen into the gray, quite honorable man that he became. And you know, there's liberal physicians and ex-wives of cops there. The assistant district attorney looked like a crane. The public defender looked like a grackle. And the seat I was sitting in was broken. It was a case about property. I was thinking about real property, thinking about real estate. There's not a lot of that. There wasn't a lot of seats in the court. It was packed. So anyway, that night I found a really weird real estate advertisement. I guess they're still trying to fill condos down at Nema. You guys know that spot? It's like, what, 10th and Market, something like that. And it's a karaoke video. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and perform that for y'all. Could you please hit play? Thank you. Weird, I gotta have my back to y'all. If you're aware of a state called is, or reality, or life, this implies another state called isn't. Or illusion, or unreality, or nothingness, or death. There it is, you can't know one without the other. And so as to make life poignant, it's always going to come to an end. That is exactly, don't you see, what makes it lively. Liveliness is change, it is motion. And motion is going like this. It's going to fall out and be gone. So, you see, you're always at the place where you always are. Only it keeps appearing to change. And you think, wowie, a little further on we'll get that thing. I hope we don't go further down so that we lose what we already have. But that is built into every creature situation, no matter how high, no matter how low. So in this sense, all places are the same place. And the only time that you ever notice any difference is in that moment of transition. When you go up a bit, you gain. And when you go down a bit, you lose. You feel gloomy, lost. You can go all the way down to death. Somehow, there seems to be a difficulty in getting all the way up. Death seems so final. Nothingness seems so very, very irrevocable and permanent. But then if it is, well, what about the nothingness that was before you started? So don't you see what we've left out of our logic? And this is a part of the game rule of the game that we play. The way we hoodwink ourselves is by attributing powerlessness to nothingness. We don't realize that this is a complete logical fallacy. On the contrary, it takes something to make nothing, or nothing to make something, because you wouldn't know what something was without nothing. You wouldn't know what the form is without the background space, you see? You wouldn't be able to see anything unless there was nothing behind your eyes. Now imagine yourself with spherical eye. You can see all around. Now what's the middle? See, even if I had all this behind me in view, suddenly I'll find that there's something in the middle of it all. There's a hole in the middle of reality. Like now, there seems to be not so much a hole, but a wall. But any animal that has eyes in the back of its head would have the sensation that I'm describing. Now, you may say to me, well, that's all wishful thinking. Because, well, when you're dead, see? Now, wait a minute. What is that state of consciousness that leads someone to talk in that way? This is somebody saying something who wants to make a point. Now, what point does that sort of person want to make? All right, when you're dead, see? Why, that's one of the people who wants to rule the world, to frighten you about death. Death is real, see? Don't indulge in wishful thinking. All you people who dream of an afterlife and heavens and gods and mystical experiences and eternity, oh, you're just wishy-washy people. You don't face the facts. Well, what facts? How can I face the fact of nothing, which is by definition not a fact? All this is twaddle from whichever way you look at it. So if you really go the whole way and see how you feel at the prospect of vanishing forever, all of your efforts and all of your achievements and all of your attainments turning into dust and nothingness, what is that feeling? What happens to you? It's a curious thing that in the world's poetry, this is a very common theme. The earthly hopes men set upon their hearts, upon turns ashes, where it prospers, and anon like snow upon the desert's dusty face, lighting it for an hour or two, is gone. All kinds of poetry emphasize the theme of transience. And there's a kind of nostalgic beauty to it all. The banquet hall deserted after the revelry. All the guests have left and gone their ways. The tables with overturned glasses, crumbled napkins, breadcrumbs, dirty knives and forks left empty. And the laughter echoes only in one's mind. Then the echo goes. The memory, the traces are all gone, and that's the end, you see. Do you see in a way how this is saying that the most real state is the state of nothing? That's what it's all going to come to. With these physicists who think of the energy of the universe running down, dissipating in radiation gradually until there's nothing left. And for some reason or another, we're supposed to find this depressing. But if someone is going to argue that the basic reality is nothingness, well, where does this all come from? Obviously, from nothingness. Once again, you get how it looks behind your eyes. So cheer up, you see. This is what is meant in Buddhist philosophy by saying we're all basically nothing. When the sixth patriarch says the essence of your mind, and once again, that's how it is behind your eyes, is intrinsically pure, the pure doesn't mean a non-dirty story state of mind, as it is apt to mean in the word Puritan. Pure means clear. Void. So you know the story when the sixth patriarch was giving his office to his successor, and because he was truly enlightened, there was a poetry contest. And the losing one wrote the idea that the mind, the consciousness, was like a mirror, which had to be polished. Constantly, I'm having to polish my mirror. I have to purify my mind. See, so that I'm detached and calm and clear-headed, you know, Buddha-hood. But the one who won the contest said, well, there is no mirror. And the nature of the mind is intrinsically void. So where is there anywhere for dust to collect? So in this way, by seeing that nothingness is the fundamental reality, and you see it's your reality, then how can anything contaminate you? All the idea of your being scared and put out and worried and so on, it's just nothing. It's a dream. Because you're all really nothing. But this is the most incredible nothing. And the sixth patriarch likewise went on to contrast the emptiness of indifference, which is a sort of blank emptiness. And if you think of this nothingness as mere blankness, and you hold on to that idea of blankness and kind of grisly about it, you haven't understood it. He said that nothingness is really like the nothingness of space, which contains the whole universe. All the sun, moon, and stars, and the mountains and rivers, and the good men and the bad men, and the animals and the insects, all of it. They're all contained in the void. So out of this void comes everything, and you're it. What else could you be? And if you're not sold on these fucking condos, I don't know what to tell you. Thank you very much.